These 7 physical traits make men irresistible without saying a word. You don't need to speak loudly to be seen. Sometimes, the quietest presence speaks the loudest. Introduction. Quiet confidence is the loudest signal. There's a certain kind of man who walks into a room and instantly commands attention. Not with words, not with flashy clothes, not with noise, but with something deeper, something quieter, a calm presence, a grounded energy, posture that doesn't ask for validation, a look in the eyes that says, I know who I am, and that's enough. In a world where shouting often drowns out sincerity, these men don't need to perform. They don't need to boast. Their silence says more than 1,000 words ever could. They embody strength without arrogance, beauty without vanity, and confidence without ego. And here's the truth that might surprise you. Their allure doesn't come from genetics alone. It doesn't come from having a model's face or a 6-figure bank account. These men are attractive because they've cultivated certain physical traits, simple, real, and achievable, that reflect a deeper inner stability. Let's explore the 7 physical traits that make men irresistible without saying a single word. And more importantly, how you can embody them in your own quiet way. 1. Posture. The body language of self-belief. One of the first things people notice, even before your face, is how you carry yourself. A man who stands upright with relaxed shoulders, open chest, and a strong spine immediately communicates confidence. Not the kind that screams for attention, but the kind that says, I'm grounded. I'm secure in who I am. Why it works posture is nonverbal truth-telling. Slouching signals insecurity, passivity, or even defeat. But good posture reflects inner alignment. It shows that you value yourself, that you're present. How to apply it at home? Mind your spine throughout the day. Remind yourself to straighten up, especially when standing, walking, or even during video calls. Train your body. Activities like yoga, Pilates, or posture-specific weight training help build awareness and strength in the back and core. Stand still with intent. Practice stillness. When in conversation, resist fidgeting or shrinking into yourself. Let your body do the speaking. 2. Eye contact. Power without words. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, but for many, are also the mirror of authenticity. An irresistible man doesn't dart his eyes away when spoken to. He doesn't overly stare either. He holds your gaze with clarity, kindness, and calm. Why it works? Eye contact is the most primal form of trust building. It says you're present, aware, and unafraid. Women especially find this kind of gaze magnetic, not because it dominates, but because it connects. How to apply it at home? Practice in the mirror. Get comfortable looking at yourself with sincerity. You'll begin to notice tension or avoidance you didn't realize was there. During conversations, make it a point to hold eye contact for a few seconds longer than usual, enough to feel the connection, not the discomfort. Breathe while you gaze. A calm breath enhances your presence. It keeps your stare from turning into a power play. 3. Subtle grooming. Clean, not flashy. You don't need a designer suit or flashy accessories to be captivating. But what you do need, and what speaks volumes, is intentional grooming. Clean nails, trimmed beard, a natural, masculine scent. Hair that shows care. Why it works? Staid tails reveal discipline. They show that you respect yourself. You don't need to look like you've stepped out of a magazine, but being intentional with your grooming tells people you value how you show up in the world. How to apply it at home? Find a grooming routine you enjoy. Whether it's a weekly beard, trim, skin, hydration, or a subtle signature cologne, consistency is key. Dress in clean, well-fitting clothes. Even a simple white t-shirt becomes attractive when it fits well and is worn with pride. Maintain your hands and shoes. These are often the most overlooked yet most noticed parts of a man's appearance. 4. A calm smile, quiet magnetism. Not a forced grin. not a boastful smirk, but a calm, grounded smile, the kind that hints at emotional intelligence, peace, and self-awareness. Why it works smiling without needing anything in return is attractive. It shows ease. It shows you're not trying too hard. You're not trying to sell yourself. You're just being, and that's powerful. How to apply it at home. Start with gratitude. Smiles rooted in gratitude feel more genuine. Start your day listing 3 small things you're thankful for. It changes your facial expression naturally. Smile softly in the mirror. Practice a soft, confident smile without forcing it. Let your eyes smile too. Real smiles include the eyes. They crinkle slightly. They warm the gaze. Practice that. 5. Slow, intentional movements. The art of stillness *. There's something incredibly magnetic about a man who moves with purpose. Not rushed, not jittery, but slow, steady, and intentional. Whether he's picking up a glass, turning his head, or simply walking into a room. Why it works. Fast movements signal nervousness or lack of control. But deliberate movements hint at poise, strength, and confidence. It's the physical language of a man who is present, not reactive. How to apply it at home. Start by slowing down your gestures. Practice this during mundane activities: pouring coffee, washing dishes, opening doors. Walk like you know where you're going even when you don't. Confidence is a decision. Avoid multitasking in conversation. Focus fully on the person in front of you. Let your movements support your presence. 6. A voice that matches your energy, even in silence *. Yes, this is about physical traits, but your voice, even if rarely used, leaves a powerful impression. A calm, deep tone often communicates confidence without aggression. But even in moments of silence, the energy of your voice remains in your body through your breath, your throat, your presence. Why it works. You don't need to speak often. But when you do, your voice should carry intention. And when you don't, your silent body still carries your message. Women especially pick up on that contrast of strength and softness. How to apply it at home. Practice breath work. A deep breath softens your voice and grounds your presence. Try 4-7-8 breathing daily. Speak with pauses. When you do speak, let silence punctuate your words. It creates anticipation and weight. Listen more. The man who listens well becomes unforgettable. 7. Eyes that reflect depth and peace *. This goes beyond eye contact. It's about eye expression. When your inner world is calm, it reflects in your gaze. You don't look agitated, restless, or hungry for attention. You look complete. Why it works. Depth is rare today. We're surrounded by shallow performances, but eyes that speak of life experience, of introspection, of having walked through storms and come out grounded. Those eyes are captivating. How to apply it at home. Meditate regularly. Stillness on the inside transforms your external presence. Even 10 minutes a day changes your gaze. Limit overstimulation. Too much social media, screen time, or gossip can dilute your emotional clarity. Do things that feed your soul. Read real books. Spend time in nature. Journal. The more inner peace you cultivate, the more your eyes will reflect it without trying. Conclusion: you already have what it takes. You don't need to change who you are to become more attractive. You don't need to act louder, look richer, or chase validation to be seen. The most powerful men are the ones who walk quietly, yet are impossible to ignore, because their presence is a message. It's their body. Language speaks of calm. Their silence speaks of power. Their energy speaks of truth. So start small. Stand taller today than you did yesterday. Hold someone's gaze without apology. Smile like it costs nothing. And breathe like the moment you're in is enough. You're not here to impress. You're here to express, to be the quiet strength in a noisy world. If this message resonated with you, if you found yourself nodding as you read this, if something in your soul whispered, "Yes, this is me," then I invite you to walk deeper on this path with us. Awaken Mindset is more than a channel. It's a movement for men and women who are ready to grow quietly but deeply, who believe in presence over performance, depth over drama, integrity over image. Subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video with a man who's forgotten just how powerful his quiet presence can be. You already have the spark. We're here to help you let it shine silently, powerfully, and authentically.